Hello, this is the one card reading for Moon in Libra channel today for the 3rd of December 2021, and I need to make a longer video. I'll just show you the card. We've got this card today, the 9 of Hearts. I tried to make the normal video this morning like I have been for the last month or so, and I just couldn't get through it. I tried quite a few times to get through this video and I ended up actually in tears. So I've gone through a little bit of a process and decided that I need to make a longer video and explain the process that I went through in order to bring through the message that came with this card today, because it's not your typical 9 of Hearts message. So the 9 of Hearts is a card of just absolute amazing success in terms of love and life and happiness and fulfillment and joy, and it's a really high vibe positive card. The thing that I was struggling with this morning is the fact that I was not in a high vibe place this morning. Yesterday we had the sun card and I was in that energy all day, the energy of joy and vitality and loving life, and it was a gorgeous sunny day and I was thinking, yes, this is amazing. Even the weather's reflecting like the energy of my readings and I'm reflecting the energy that's in my readings, and I was absolutely loving life yesterday. And then last night I watched the news and my dog's barking downstairs. My daughter's with him, but he's going a bit mad at the moment. So I watched the news last night for the first time in ages. I really don't watch the news very often at all. I'll read articles online, but the only time that I actually watch the news on the TV is if I'm working and I do care work out in the community and the telly's on in the background and I can't escape it. If I can escape the news, I will. But last night I watched it, and I watched the story about the little boy Arthur, who was killed by 2 people, but also killed by the fact that we were in lockdown last year. So I've been a bit upset about that, as I'm sure everybody who hears the story is devastated to hear of something like that happening. And then today I saw a headline about things that's happening in Germany, where vaccines are being discussed as being made mandatory across the whole of the EU. And people who are not vaccinated or who are not fully vaccinated are being forced to go into lockdown now. That is happening, and it has been happening for a while. So if you haven't had your jabs, then your freedom is being removed from you, and it's happening across the world. And I was just really struggling to lift my mood and my emotions out of that darker energy of fear and sadness and rage. And I tried about 5 or 6 times to actually do the reading, to bring through the energy that's in this card, which is that of stability and absolute and abundance of love and joy. And I just couldn't bring that energy through, because it was just so the opposite of what I was feeling at that time. And it dawned on me that I can be making these videos and yam on about embodying the emotion of love and embodying the emotion of peace and acceptance and forgiveness, and it's, you know, it all makes sense. However, if there's somebody who is suffering with depression, somebody who is genuinely within those lower energies for whatever reason, it's just not going to resonate. Nothing that I say is going to resonate with somebody who just cannot connect with that energy at all. And I experienced that this morning. I don't suffer with depression. I have suffered with depression, and I have suffered with anxiety, and I've helped myself through it, through meditation, through my spiritual practice. And I want to help other people through it. That's the whole point of me setting up Moon in Libra and doing spiritual healing and doing these readings. I want to help people. You can't help somebody who is struggling unless you're actually willing to get down into that energy with them. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my thought process of what happened this morning. So I was struggling with this. I've got a few notes, so I'm looking down to kind of guide me through the video. So I decided to just leave it. I had to take my daughter to school, so I ran out of time. I left it. I went out. I was walking my dog after I got my daughter to school, which is my kind of routine in the morning. That's what I do. And as I was walking my dog, a couple of things were going around in my mind. So last night I went to a workshop at a shop called Altar Collective in Wolverhampton. It was a lovely evening. We did an intention setting spell where we wrote down what we want to manifest in our life for the next year, and we rolled it up into a scroll and tied it onto a candle, rolled the candle in rose petals, and then we all put them together in around a central candle in a bowl, basically, with sand in, and we lit them, and we watched them go up in flames. We'd anointed them with this beautiful oil, and it was really lovely. And I really, really enjoyed being with a group of people and doing this witchy work, which I have done a lot of on my own at home, but I really enjoyed doing it with other people. And while we were there, the lady who was running it, she's called Holly, she was obviously talking about Yule. So it was an all about Yule workshop, and she was focusing on the energy of Yule and how it is it's the festival, this is winter solstice, so it's the longest night and the shortest day. So it's the time that we are in the darkness the most. And she was talking about how in olden times, traditionally, what people would do is they would all bring something to the table. They would all, come together as a community, and they would all bring what they had to the table. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, there's something in that. And also what you do at the time of the winter solstice is that you celebrate the fact that having gone through the longest night, you now have the days growing longer and the nights growing shorter. So it's the return of the light. You're celebrating the return of the light and the summer coming, and the days start to get longer, and you can begin to look forward now to the spring, to the summer, and to the months to come, the better weather that's up ahead. So it's about looking forward as well. It's about looking forward at the better times to come. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, there's something in that as well. So I feel like we're in very, very dark times at the moment, but there is a need to focus on better times to come, keeping focused on the light, coming together as a community, supporting each other. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, there's something in that. And then as I was walking around, a couple of songs came into my head. Now, I've had a song in my head all week. It's Katie Tunstall's song, and the song that came to me this morning is an INXS song. So the Katie Tunstall song is called You Turned a Light On, and the INXS song that came into my head is Disappear. So at the start of that song, Michael Hutchins sings, I'm crying, looking at what's on TV, pain and suffering and a struggle to be free. It can never be denied and I never will ignore, but when I see you coming, I can take it all. So that's the lyrics for the first half of the song. So it kind of resonated with me because when I was making these videos earlier, I was actually in tears, and I didn't know what had come over me. I've never struggled to make these videos like that before, and I actually ended up in tears. And then my daughter came into my room and was all shocked and sad to see me crying. So I was just like, okay, I need to just, you know, get on with my day and get my daughter to school and carry on with what I need to do. But I was in tears this morning as a result of what I'd seen and heard on the news. So obviously that song resonated with me. And then as the lyrics went on and I was singing it in my head, I was thinking, okay, the final verse of that song, the lyrics are, say if I could look into myself and reason, but I could never ever see or make sense of the dealings. Turn around, am I looking at salvation? Make me realise all that I am. You put the light inside this man. So he's singing to his woman that he loves and saying, you're the thing that keeps me going. You're the thing that puts the light inside of me. I can't do that on my own. I can't look inside myself. I can't do that. I can't look inside myself and see or make sense of everything, all the crap that's going on inside me. I've just not got the ability to do that. So the lyrics of that song have kind of taken me back to the beginning of the reading, when I was looking at this card and trying to resonate with the energy that was in this card, and I just couldn't resonate with it because that's not how I was feeling at the time, and I couldn't lift myself. You know, I've been talking for a couple of weeks now about David Hawkins and how you can surrender, and the act of surrender can help you to move up the map of consciousness and up the vibrational frequencies of emotions. But what if you don't know how to do that? What if you can't do that? Well, then you need to reach out, basically. This is the message. It's okay. I think in the spiritual community, there's so much out there saying the light is within you. You need to go inside to find the light within you. You're the only person that can do it. And I have myself brought that message through. And it is a valid message. Because ultimately you can have people supporting you, but you need to be able and willing to do the inner work. But what if you're trying to do the inner work and you're really struggling to lift yourself out of these spaces, and all of the guidance that's around is saying it's within you, you're the only person that can do this? It must create such a feeling of helplessness if you experience that. So I'll read the Katie Tunstall as well. It's a song called You Turned a Light On. So it's the same sort of message. And she sings, there was only black space. Life lived in negative. I couldn't find my colour. There was only one place, a potential positive, that I could be something other. You turned a light on. You turned a light on. You gave me a reason for me to hold on. I came alive then, and it made me feel like you turned a light on. So I had these two songs, both of them rolling around in my head, about looking outside of yourself for support, for the stability, the emotional stability that you need. And the cards started making sense to me a little bit more. And then I was given a phrase, just popped into my head. We are none of us an island, is what came into my head. And I thought, oh, that kind of sounds familiar. Is that a quote? You know, I Googled it anyway. There's a book by John Donne called No Man is an Island. And when I was kind of researching what this phrase means, no man is an island, I found this quote online. And it says, no one is truly self-sufficient. Everyone must rely on the company and comfort of others in order to thrive. So the message was beginning to become crystal clear to me at that point. And it's obvious that, you know, we've been manifesting this week. I've been talking about manifesting, working with the new moon eclipse energies all of this week, talking about your goals, focusing on what are your dreams, what are your goals. And I think in my head, I've been very much focused on it, you know, in terms of career and, you know, achievements in that sense. If your main goal is to have a support structure around you in terms of friends, true friends, real friends, partners, whatever, then that is okay. Don't allow the kind of tendency of the spiritual community, which I'm a big part of and have brought this message through myself many times, that the light is within you and you are the only person that can access the light within you. The message coming through today is actually sometimes you need somebody else to just flip that switch for you. You need sometimes, if you're living life for even if it's for the benefit of another person, if your only reason for getting up in the morning is to be there for your children, then allow those children to be your light for you and allow them to bring you that positive energy that maybe you're not able to create within yourself at the moment. Don't allow the idea that this light needs to be found from within to create within you a sense of somehow failing on a spiritual level. That's not what it means. Connection is key. Connecting to other people is the very kind of fundamental message in spirituality. The fact that we're all connected, that we are all one. So self-sufficiency is great, but don't allow it to cut yourself off from being part of a community, an outside community, like I have been doing. I think wanting to work solitary, wanting to rely only on myself in terms of my spiritual practice, and being very much a solitary witch and being okay with that, and that's fine. But what I experienced last night in a group and in the community was absolutely beautiful. And I went to this workshop and I was reminded of the message of Yule, and I was given beautiful items to make a beautiful Yule tree decoration, and it's all stuff that I've done at home on my own, yet it just made it a little bit more special that I shared it with some other people last night, and yeah, it was nice. But anyway, there's the message of the card for today. Sometimes you need to look outside of yourself to find the stability in order to get to this 9 of Cups energy. So I'm going to now go to the book and finish off this one card reading. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. I've never struggled with a reading like I did today. It's the 9 of Hearts. I keep thinking it's of the trees because it's got the trees on it, but it's the 9 of Hearts. I'm still going to the trees. Yeah, and it did also throw me that this is the hearts, which corresponds to water, and yet it's got the trees on, which corresponds to earth. So it's about grounding as well. And needing that nurturing and that comfort that the element of earth, the element of earth represents nurture and the mothering, maternal energy. Okay, so Denise Jarvie says, you have created a strong, loving foundation. From this stability, you can create greater manifestations of love. An enchanted tree grows deep in the forest of love. Its roots reach deep into the universal soul of which we are all a part, continually drawing unconditional love upward through the trunk into the branches. The branches are streams of creative energy, snaking and weaving their way into physical life with the sweet fruit of red hearts. The inner eye sees into the heart of love, and the inner star illuminates wisdom and truth. Blue and green symbolize the earth and the reverence this tree has for Mother Earth. You are as beautiful and as strong as this tree. The 9 of Hearts bears good news. Something you have wished for is on its way. It may not come in the way you expected it to, but it will be the essence of your wish, and maybe even better than you imagined. This card prompts you to feel anchored and ready for the next shift. Celebrate life and this magical journey you are creating. Be open to the possibility that joy and happiness have always existed in your life. It has just been hidden under the negative experiences you have focused upon. When you begin to focus on joy and love, your relationships will deepen and feel more authentic. Sharing the peace you have found will make it grow. So we're going back to the message that came through yesterday about manifesting peace and love in your life during this new moon period. The Nine of Cups is an amazing card. It signifies an abundance of well-being, an abundance of peace and happiness and joy and love. You know, it's a really gorgeous card. It's a lovely card, and this is the energy that we want to be manifesting. And if you're struggling to lift yourself up into these higher energies of love and peace that I've been banging on about all week, in terms of manifesting it into your life over the new moon period, the message is to reach out and to look for that outside of yourself. It is okay if you need to look outside of yourself to find that light, to find that little spark. If you need somebody else to turn your light on and put the light inside of you, then that is okay. Do what you need to do in order to feel okay. It's all right to look outside of yourself for this sense of stability and to know, okay, yeah, that's what I want to manifest more of in my life. So that's the message coming through for today. Really long-winded way of bringing it across, but like I say, I was struggling this morning, and it just needed a little bit more thought and a little bit more time for the message to kind of formulate, and a few other things to occur to me. So it wasn't something that I could just bring through like that. So if you've watched all of the video, thank you, and I'll be putting all of my videos for this week onto my blog and sharing that. I'll probably put links to the songs that have come through this week, and check out my blog. That'll be available on mooninlibra.co.uk. And if you would like to see more of these videos, please like, subscribe, share. I appreciate all the engagements on my social media sites. It really means a lot to me. So like, comment, let me know that you've seen it. Any feedback, any communication is great. This is what it's all about. It's about connecting and communicating. And yeah, just thank you for watching, and I'll be back again next week with another one card reading on Monday. Okay, bye.